Hey, we're playing Evella. Sorry, I started off the recording a little bit late. Actually, lose this fight. But we got a shrink spell on turn 2 after buying a chicken turn. Oh, I forgot this thing grows. We got a chicken on turn 1. We're actually finding a lot of nice stuff. Oh, looks like we're going to buy a cat. And we want a goat? I think we just want a goat. So we got a bunch of animals. Some cats. And yeah, so we got a chicken turn 1. And then turn 2 we cast shrink spell, sold it, got 2 familiars and a mim. And then you just saw this turn we got the cat and the cat and goat. So actually an animal have a comp, a nice evil comp. We'd love to be able to cast something here, but I think it's worth it just to. I think both. The cat's obviously very good, and I think the goat's also worth it. You know, rather than get the 3/3, we get a 2/3, but it's an animal. So I think in this case it's worth it to forgo that. Oh wow, this is a strong looking board though, right? Although, given that that traded. Looks like we have. Oh, we're gonna tie. Yeah, we'll tie. So they got a nice early treasure. They're able to take advantage of their gold. Wow. What are we supposed to do here, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I really want to cast this, right? And try to win. But we're a lot more likely to win fights if we have these two things. So this is gonna make it's a little awkward because we're gonna. I just don't know if we're likely to win if we just cast this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna over the next 2 turns we're gonna buy the 2 queens and the wish. I'm just trying to figure out what order to buy them in. Maybe we get lucky and just win this if we do this. I think what we're gonna do is buy this, sell, lock here, and the next turn we're just gonna buy the wish. And we think it's a pretty like a really, solid win. Because I don't think we win this fight without the 2 queens. Although, you know what? Maybe we do, right? Because we would have had an extra animal familiar. So, I mean, obviously, let's not be focused on just exactly what happened, but this is a little bit awkward. This will become a 2/2. Yeah, that's fine. We're just really trying to get the double value, and if we had 1 more gold, we'd sell for this. We don't. We'll just get to 4, see if there's any good 4s. Maybe we'll realign these a little bit. This is mostly goofy nonsense over here. And we're vulnerable to things that hit our back row, obviously, but anything that's just dealing with our front row is going to have tough getting through us. Sorry. It's going to have a tough time getting through us, if I use all the words. And, yeah, we're off to a decent start. I'm really hoping we get this win. I think we have a good shot unless these get taken out immediately by some kind of dragon. Even if the first one gets taken out by the dragon, I still think we have a shot. Just the second one, but who knows. And yeah, we'll see what's available on 4. I always find level, I think 5 is 4 and 5 are the toughest. There's a lot of good animals, a lot of like very easy to go evil characters early on, but when you get to level 4 and 5, it's hard to figure out how to transition with Evella sometimes. I think we have this one. They just don't look that big. Yeah, I think things are huge, aren't they? So we'll just crush them here. They look like they've had a tough early game. We've been in that position with Dracula. I think we had an 8th place with Dracula earlier. So we don't want the dwarf. We could just buy the dwarf and get a 5-drop. I don't hate that. It's a random 5-drop. I'm gonna do that. That might be stupid, but Lancelot's actually not bad. Lancelot has a reasonable chance to slay over the next few turns. It doesn't synergize with our comp at all, but it's a 5-drop that gives us a 5-drop treasure and upgrades itself. The thing, if you're getting 5-drops early, there's some that are just good, and strong. Like a mummy's just very strong often. You can just wipe whole boards. Sometimes it's good to cast the spells. There's a few things that are really good. But one of the issues is if you get something really far ahead of schedule, you can't find anything to upgrade it with. Because you're not going to be finding those characters. because you're not actually at that level. So we're not going to see 5s for another 2 turns. So the fact that Lancelot sort of is a self-contained upgrade is actually very nice for us here, because it can just try to upgrade itself over time, and then we can just focus on buying some 4-drops to improve our board in the meantime. And we don't have to worry about trying to, upgrade this eventually, after waiting several turns. Okay, that was a nice sleigh for us. These have been good trades so far. Not one less so, but... Looks like we'll win this fight. They have some interesting treasures. I guess they just got... They were speculating on dwarfs. Wow, obviously... Should have a little tree package here. That's just not what we're going for, though. I think we're just rolling, looking for something evil. Ooh. Maybe something Sporko? What about a Sporko and a cat? No, we want the Sporko here. I think we want like this, right? And then just cast the spell. Buff the Sporko. Is it better to have a 4/4? So this gets buffed when animals die, so it does benefit from these. We do need this to slay. I wonder if it's better to go like this even. Sort of maximize the chance of this slaying. I think it's probably better just to protect the queen here. It helps us win more often, and it gets another animal up here. So the Sporko actually gets more buffs, and having a ranged character be buffed a little more, I think it's going to be good. Hopefully this eventually does. So we do have the ability to give this +8. So we just need this to get to 17, which obviously is not easy, but, it's still 4 slays away. But if we get like a Baba Yaga, we can get a little closer. So we just do have the abilities. That's why it's good to keep the Mim, is we do give ourselves a little upside there. This is interesting. They don't actually have that many good characters for this to... I guess they will when this spawns. Although they're not going to have a lot of attack either. They don't have... This is, what, range? They don't have any range in the back, right? This is sort of a weird build. Yeah, we're gonna crush them here. Which is nice. We got the 1 sleigh we needed. And now we'll just take them down. Wow, so we can see 2 6s. I mean, Wombat's very nice, but I think seeing 2 6s is just very, very nice. Oh, we see another Wombat. And this is the 6 we want here. And do we want anything else, is the question. Is a Wombat better than a second? It is better than a second cat. But we'd have to sell 1, 2, 3, 4. How worth it is that? We could also go for the tree. I don't think that's what we're doing, though. I think it's worth getting the Wombat. 1, 2, 3. I always count these out. I know that's probably sounds really silly to everybody, but I'm just never quite sure, and I do miscount a lot of the time, so I don't think we can get too cocky with the ability to count to numbers 6 and below. Sometimes we have to count to 12 though if we want a knighthood, so I mean that's double digits, so that does get a little tough sometimes, but we're trying to stick to, anything we can count on our fingers we should be able to nail, I think. I think that's incumbent on us. And hopefully, this keeps getting the sleighs. I mean, if it doesn't, that's a little tough. We spent 7 gold on this. We spent an entire turn on it. But hopefully we'll get there. Obviously, it's effective 16 already. Gwen can always, she can have just a very large... yeah, it's not going to slay here. Okay, so this could be a tough fight. Because they're going to get bonus attacks from this thing. I don't know that we have this. She is getting a bunch of bonus attacks. Pumpkin is nice, though. It's going to get us a bunch of evil summons, I think. Although I don't know what level the evil characters that died were actually at. Yeah, looks like we win this here. I wonder if this pumpkin's ever going to trigger, right? Yeah, there it goes. It should fill up the board, right? Oh, no? I guess we only had the pumpkin and the... What was the other thing called? The 3 big pigs? Because the cats don't count because they're 2 cost, and there's nothing lower than a 2 cost, which I learned the hard way. We don't need another cat, I don't think. Could just invest in the future a little bit. I think we can look for some more wombats. Here's a monster. Gives us a potential 5-drop treasure. Is it worth just getting 4/4 in stats? We're probably not buying anything else, although we don't know how long we're going to keep anything is the issue. And yeah, I think we want to take another wombat. It's not worth casting this, just see 1/6. If we're taking a wombat, does it make sense to sell this thing, or does it make sense to sell a queen here? I think queen. We're going to transition off of queen soon. And I think we're just moving in the direction of, you know, being evil characters. Or just being powerful spawn characters. Maybe get a pumpkin. Maybe try, if we get the 5-drop treasure, that is a... Let's put this here now. Gives us a better chance to slay. If we get to the 5-drop treasure that's the summoning portal, that's actually nice with what we have. And we still have a few evil characters that will buff the existing queen. But we're transitioning away from her, as you can see. Oh, and they get the first attack? Oh no. It's a little unfortunate. I think we still have a decent shot in this fight. But, yeah, that's obviously a little bit of a hit to our long-term plans as well. Yeah, we take them down. We actually knocked them out. Okay. It's good we're starting to eliminate people. Not going to buy the XP, obviously. We'll take the 5-drop treasure. Like I said, summoning portal could be very nice. Oh, exporting mittens. Okay, we sort of have that built up. I think what we're going to do is take the chicken and help us buy. It helps us buy some 6-drops. If we can find them next turn. I think it's good to store gold as you're going to 6 if you are able to. You're not always able to, obviously. It looks like this Lancelot might never trigger. It only got 2 slays so far, from a 7/7 to an 11/11. If we find a Grummelgore, I guess we can put it second, and Grummelgore's decent with what we're going for, especially if you're getting spawns. Yeah, so we don't have to count it out yet. We can just keep it, you know, on our bench and eventually put it in for a fight to get a 5-drop. We do have 40 health, so we have a little health to spare. We can, you know, say, let's take a chance that we might lose this round or just be a little weaker in the round. And go from there. So I think so far this game is going pretty well. We've, I think, you know, hit the Evella transition in a nice way. We were able to find the 3 big pigs off the, I think it's called Masquerade Ball, maybe? That shows you the higher level characters, and a wombat, which is, you know, a very good transition point. Everyone is going Royals lately, and they all target on Lancelot. This is unbelievable. I mean, I do believe it, because it happens so often, but... Oh, it's nice we had the Bearstein in play right as the thing got hit, too, so that worked out. This should summon 2 things, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, we're gonna win this fight, but it's just... this stuff keeps happening in a very strange way. Yeah, we'll actually win this fight pretty convincingly. Do 13 damage, pretty nice. And then we hit 6, and we can, you know, try to make that happen. Shoulder Fairies doesn't get us there. I don't think we need to cast. We don't have any monsters, so I guess we're not casting that. I was about to explain why we weren't casting it. So is it good to get a Baba Yaga here? And maybe get this to slay eventually? Or do we just want some exploding bears here? I don't hate the Baba Yaga. Because it gives it +3 immediately. I don't know. It's a little bit of a tangent, though. Although now we see it again. You know, seeing it again, it's not like, oh, we keep seeing it. It's... we have fewer gold, so our options have diminished a little bit. I think we will grab it. Because I think we want to take out the Evil Queen. And I think we should take the chance for the Sporko. Something along these lines. Because then if it does upgrade, this gets to 21. So if it does trigger, then the next turn we can trigger it. Do we want to actually put this thing in, right? Any animals buff the 2 Sporkos? Oh yeah, I guess having another range character too is nice. Oh, so the exploding mittens against the angry is not what we want to be. Fortunately, the angry is their first attacker, so it should be dead. Is there any chance this thing doesn't die before it gets to slay? Oh no. Are we gonna get the slay? Nice! We got it! We got it! Okay, so I think next turn it does grow. I think we're taking down Wonder Waddle here in sort of a slow, methodical way. And we're doing 13 damage. We actually knocked them out. Wow. Fantastic. So do we get the 5-drop treasure immediately, or do we have to wait? I think we'll see what spells are available. Okay, that's not really what we're looking for, but... Oh, we can't croc. I was going to say we'd love to croc something, actually. Oh, we'll take the Sporko upgrade. Gives us a 4-drop. I think unfortunately none of these are good. And I think maybe... Is it worth grabbing a Doom Breath that's going to have plus 10? I think it might be. Because it has plus 10, and it also combos well with the explosions. Yeah, we'll put it right here. We put these in back. This will trigger immediately, then we'll probably get rid of the Lancelot. But he'll get us the 5-drop treasure. And have served his purpose. And the more animals that die, the more evil characters get buffed. I guess we only have 2 animals up front right now. Maybe it is better to have the pigs. No, protecting the pigs, I think, has some... but, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the correct positioning is with those 3, I guess. Oh, did the Lancelot trigger, or did it immediately lose it? Please tell me it triggered before it lost its attack from the thing. That would just be too much, I think. You know, some things are just enough, but that might just be too much. Now we're getting enough spawns. I think we'll win this fight. I don't think we'll come close to killing them here. They do have a ton of health. Although we keep summoning stuff, so... I mean, that's always good. The good boy does buff something here, although it's going to immediately die. And oh yeah, that actually gives us the trait. So, knocked him down to 19. Oh, we do get the 5-drop. Perfect. Oh, and we're going to double these abilities. And we're going to hope they're not dwarfs. Are they dwarfs? Is Bearstein the one we want? For all the spawns? I think so. You know, I think we actually just want to... this is interesting. So, we want to put this up here, something like this, I think. I think we're done with Lancelot. It's only at 22, 22. And so we could grab another Yaga. One thing we can't quite do is get to 8 to grab this thing. Oh no, we could actually sell one of our things on board. Right, do we sell the Yaga? And put this in, and just let these get big? Yeah, that makes sense. And it's evil. It gets the buffs. When the animals die, that's something. They have a pretty big board, and they're going to get some extra bonus attacks, right? But they're not dwarfs, which is what we were worried about. Well, the Dracula's Saber sort of is going to mitigate a lot of the benefit of the explosions. Although, these sort of certainly tilt that back in our favor. So whenever something dies, they also, yeah, wow. So they have the Mimic as well. I think we're going to beat them here. Because the explosions plus the giant pig, so, you know, not nothing. But, yeah, this was an interesting Saber versus Mittens, both mimicked matchup. Oh well, okay, so we get to triple this. Get a 6-drop treasure that's doubled. I think here we're just going with this, right? And then we take another one and just hope when this dies it really just wrecks everything. We also just hope, you know, the dragon has huge attack here. Everything is tripled because it's Mimic. So Mimic plus double is actually triple in this game. Basically, double just means plus 100% in this game, and that's true with Baba Yaga. It's true with I think it's true with just most things that say double. Um, so yeah, doubling a double is a triple in this game, and that just means that's why when this goes to 3, when you triple this and it says triple instead, it really just means plus 200%, as opposed to just having 2 singles, which says you see double double, you think it might be 4 times, but it's actually just 3 times. So upgrading it doesn't actually make you lose stats, which does seem like it could be happening if you're not certain how the mechanics worked. I actually used to think that's how it worked. There's a lot of things I used to think. Some things I still think. A lot of them are wrong. Yeah, we're gonna crush them here. We just have our stuff is way too big, and also we have tons of explosions that are just wiping them. We took out 3 things with a single dragon attack, and we'll finish them off with this dragon attack, I think. Yeah. So really easy game. We didn't lose a fight. Really just wire to wire Evella. They just have more health than I thought. They must. That must be right. Did I just like get really cocky and say we were winning and just make stuff up? That is what happened, right? Oh wow. Are we supposed to take pumpkin here? It can summon up to 3 things. They're not animals though. It is. I think it's better than a random 6-drop. It could only summon 2 things. Could only summon 1 thing. Is there any way we can just get another wombat? I'd really like that. No, change does nothing. We've taken out their backline. It'd be really funny to get another one of those. I think we'll lock this here, right? Can we... How much does that lose? Oh, it actually... So this actually gives an extra 30. So it's hard to actually reasonably go into this. Well, I was so sure that we just beat them, but I guess they had a ton of health the last time we fought them. We'll just roll. We were going to find a wombat. We didn't. Not that we're like, in huge trouble. It's just that like, what are we even doing here? Yeah, I mean this thing just spawns pretty huge, right? Yeah, 500 attack. Yeah. They have a very large chicken. But yeah, we will take them out. And this time I think they actually do die. So everything I said before applies to this moment right here. Where we sort of went end to end, didn't lose a round, got the mittens, then got the mimic, and I think dodged most any dwarf comps that would have really punished us. We ran into a saber comp, which is, it doesn't punish you for going mittens, but it does counteract the mittens. It punishes you for going spawns, which we went because we went mittens. So I really could have Bella game. Glad to get a win. She's really strong, and we really nailed that mid-game transition. That level 3. 3 you're very strong. It's very easy. You grab we saw the 2 Queen of Hearts and we saw the level at the same time. I mean, that was just a very strong shop that one round. And then we were able to see some early 5 drops, and 6 drops. We saw the pigs so early that it allowed us to say, okay, this is, we know where we're going now, and we can fill in some of the, the 4s and 5s as we get there, knowing that this is the direction we likely want to take. And then of course we found I think, did we get the Lancelot to trigger? What did we level to get the mittens? Oh, it might have been a Nian too. Maybe it was Nian that we did. So then we got the mimic and we got the mittens off Nian and Lancelot. So the Lancelot did eventually, come through for us. Just took a little longer than we were hoping. It kept getting targeted. A lot of people are going Royals now. And Royals is a comp where they just have just a bunch of, 20, 20, 30, 30s, in the middle of the game. And it means that your slays are a lot less reliable. It used to be that people would generally have either smaller characters or characters with less health but more abilities. But since Royals are just stat piles, they tend to be bigger stat piles in order to be competitive. And since they've been pushing Royals a little more and the Prince Arthurs come down a lot earlier, I have been seeing, just like 25 Cinderellas or whatever, and it just makes it a lot harder to slay sometimes. So that's something to think about. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. This was a fun game.